Oke. Udah di-record nih, Mbak.
Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this special occasion, we are from Group 7. We will share a topic entitled Untranslatability and Stylistic Problem in Translation. First of all, I want to introduce to you the group members of our team. The first is Mbak Anissa Nurul Sabrina, and then the second is Nastiti Ardita Sari, and the third is me. My name is Umihani Apriliani, and the last one is Mbak Erna Setiorini. Next. Okay, as the first speaker, I will begin with the first article entitled The Untranslatability of Translation. Tutupan ini. Entitled The Untranslatability of Translation in Aliyah Slavers Mary the Blessed Virgin of Islam into Agung Prihartonos Mariam Sang Perawan Suci, written by Sarlan from 11 Maret University of Surakarta, Indonesia. Next. Okay, here is the abstract of the study. So in the abstract, the writer state that the study proposed to identify the classification of untranslatability based on linguistic units. And then the study proposed to find out the factors that cause the untranslatability, also describing the approaches that used by the translator to solve the problem of untranslatability, and then measure the readability of the translation itself. Okay, there are 7 keywords of this study. The first is untranslatability, contrastive analysis, linguistic units, linguistic factor, cultural factor, and readability. Next. Next, Mbak Nisa. Okay, the next part is introduction. In the introduction, the writer wrote the role of translation, that is improving people's knowledge of sciences, especially in developing country as Indonesia. Here, the translation is one of the best way to absorb information of the science and technology, since not all the people master foreign language. And besides, it is important for Indonesia as the multi-region country to have good relationship among the religion, because it would strengthen the unity in the country. So one best way is by spread the right issues of religion through book. We can do it by the original languages or in translation version. Okay, next. Yeah. In the next part, the writer states about the aim of translating the book. So Agung Prihantoro aim to help the readers understand the slaver's book, whether the reader do not have enough ability in English. Because there are many religion and foreign culture term contained in this book, and also some expression or the words in the book that have no equivalence in Bahasa Indonesia. So this phenomena is what we call as untranslatability. The next part, please. Okay, here are some previous studies that done by the previous researcher, like an error analysis on a book entitled Sang Nabi by H.E. Cahyono that translated from the Prophet by Khalil Gibran. This study was done by Juni Effendi in 2005. So this research is was find out the translation error in the level of lexical and contextual meaning in the book entitled Sang Nabi, as well as the influence of the error to the loyalty of the meaning of the target language to the second language. And then Effendi concluded that error found in the analysis. And then another previous studies was done by Nur Afia. The research entitled The Translation Omission in the Story of Pisau Ajaib, Sangwana's Magic Knife. And this research proposed to investigating what kind of translation omission that used in the story. The result is that the omission affected the understanding of the readers, and it caused the difficulty for the readers to get full imagination of the story. And then the next previous study was done by Stianingsih in 2002. It is a contrastive analysis of the book entitled The Forgotten Queens of Islam by Fatima Mernisi. And this research was aimed at classifying the linguistic units of second language that were unstable in target language. Okay, we go to the next slide. Yeah. And then the next is about the object of the research. Okay, actually the researcher divided the object of the research into two kinds of object. The first is internal object. The internal object were collected from the book entitled Mary, the Blessed Virgin of Islam, that written by Aliyah Slaver. This is the original version, and also the translated version by Agung Prihantoro that was written in Bahasa. So the use of two books, the original one and the translated one, is aimed to draw the conclusion of untranslatable ability, which untranslatability, which state as the problem. And then the second object is external object, such as the comments and then input, and then another data that gained from the questionnaire. It aimed to draw the conclusion of the readability. And then the next is about the no, Mbak. Before. And then the next, we talk about the technique of data collection. So the first is by using content analysis. And then the second is through the questionnaire as the instrument. Okay, and then for the next part, next, about finding and result will be presented by my partner, Mbak Erna Setiorini. Mbak Erna, the time is yours.
Okay, Hani, thank you for the opportunity. And then I will to continue with the presentation about finding our result. Based on the content analysis on the book, the researcher found 96 types of untranslatability. The untranslatability data were classified with the following details. For word level untranslatability, there are 63 types of untranslatability. And for the phrase level untranslatability, there are 23 types of data from the total of 13 items that belongs to category English data, Spanish data, and Arabic data. And then the last is clause level untranslatability. The researcher found 10 types of data from the total of 11 items. And all the data are Arabic. Next. There are the factors causing untranslatability based on the research. There are linguistic equivalent absence and cultural equivalent absence. And the approach of translator in solving the problem of untranslatability was mainly by applying the principle of constructive analysis. There are giving an italic printing on untranslatable terms and giving annotation or sometimes writing the terms in the target language spelling. And then the last is giving explanation in the form of descriptive phrase following the untranslatable words or footnote in the bottom of the page. And the influence of untranslatability, the influence of untranslatability, the readability for the translation book has quite a good readability. And next, and there are one of the example for the linguistic equivalence absence. For the English data, there are the different scope of meaning in the use of the word extra in the short language English and the target language in Bahasa Indonesia. In Bahasa Indonesia, the word extra tend to mean lebih dari or tambahan, additional. As in, for example, in the sentence, Hasan bekerja ekstra hati-hati di proyek yang sangat penting itu. Hasan works extra carefully in the very important project. While in the English, the word extra is used either to mean more than very and additional or out of, as in the phrase extra Quranic data, which means the data that is taken out of Quran. And then the next no. The next data is Arabic data. For the example, the word risk or rezeki in bahasa Indonesia generally means anything of good things that we receive. The word risk as the synonym of the word sustenance in English, which then translate into makanan ala kadarnya, contains a specification of meaning that is usual or common kind of food. On the other hand, there is a different scope of meaning between the concept of risk used in English and the one used in bahasa Indonesia. And then the next, and this is for the readability. Based on the analysis, the researcher, the translation book has quite good readability based on the researcher. This is indicated by the understanding of the researcher on the content of the book that has reached quite a good level just on the first reading. The data are obtained from 20 questionnaires distributed to the readers as the respondents. The respondents were divided into two groups. The first are those who are accustomed to religious terms, in some cases who have good knowledge of Islam, and the second group, common readers who are not really used to religious terms, in some cases who have less knowledge of Islam. And then, based on the table, the majority of respondents consider that the existence of untranslatability data is quite disturbing, as said by 14 respondents of the total 20 respondents. Meanwhile, the readability of the text is quite good, as shown by the answer of 11 respondents. However, the respondent who consider that the readability of the book is less good amount to 8 of the total respondents, a quite significant number. It indicates, as shown in the respondents of group B, that for common readers, those who are not really accustomed to religious terms, the book tends to be less readable. On the contrary, it is quite readable for Group A readers, those who have sufficient knowledge of Islam or who are quite accustomed to Islamic terms, in light of the overall answer of 7 of 10. And next. Okay, there are the conclusion about Article 1. View based on the language classification, the untranslatability phenomena occurred in 3 levels, namely word, phrase, and clause. The existence of untranslatability phenomena was caused by linguistic and cultural factors. The untranslatability data, which belong to linguistic factors, were caused by the different scope of meaning between the source language and the target language. The translator used the approach of contractive analysis in solving the problem of untranslatability by applying the constructive principle. And then the last conclusion, the effect of influence of the untranslatability phenomena to the understanding of the readers and the level of readability of the book is based on the analysis of the researcher, supported by comment from some respondents readers. And then that's all for me. And then the next will be present with my partner, Mbak Anissa.
Okay, thank you for the time. But before that, I think we run out of time. Shall we make another room so we can discuss the second article and the question and answer session? What do you think? Because it's only 4 minutes left. Anyone?
Change into the new room is okay, I think.
Okay. So I will stop this right now, and then we will go to the next room, to the new room, because it's only 4 minutes left. I'm sorry for the distraction.
Thank you, Mbak Anissa.
You are very welcome. I will stop the recording.